Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got out this morning. It's overcast, or it was. I got rained on a few times. Caught a few fish. Stay tuned. That fish just crushed it. Ooh, it's a pretty good spot right there. It's just a fat 14-15 inch spot. Just blasted that top water. Pulled it away from him and he came back and got it. Another short fatty. Thought I'd show you how I fish a chug bug. I got a 7-foot medium heavy rod. I like a medium heavy for a chug bug, and cast it out towards, cover, shoreline. I like to find steep drop-offs near the bank. And I point my rod tip down and just give just little twitches. You don't want to move your lure very far. So if you can imagine, the lure is just moving maybe 6 inches, popping, and then I just pause in between, and you vary your retrieve. I usually work it pretty fast, but that's how I fish a chug bug. There's lots of different ways to fish it, I'm sure. That's how I like to fish it. Oh boy! All right, that actually scared me. Yeah, these aren't giants, but man, that was a vicious strike. That fish crushed it. I got out early this morning here on Lake Lanier. I'm on the north end of the lake. It was overcast, it rained on me a little bit. Started off the day with topwaters. I threw the old trusty chug bug in white, throwing it on a 7-foot medium heavy rod, 12-pound gamma fluorocarbon, which is the strongest fluorocarbon out there, I think. So I caught a few fish on topwaters. I also found a few fish shallow, throwing a worm, just a Texas rig worm. Texas rig worm, 1/8 ounce weight, 3/0 hook. I'm throwing it on 10-pound fluorocarbon, and surprisingly found a few fish shallow and caught a few doing that. Alright, now this spot was actually kind of shallow. That's a solid 1.5 pounder on the old homemade. Just a blue finesse worm. I believe I need to throw in there one more time. My topwater lure in there and did not get bit, so maybe they want it a little bit slower. That was a very subtle bite. Wasn't 100% sure it was a fish. Oh, thought I missed him. Largemouth. Interesting. This overcast, I've got some fish that are shallow. Very interesting. On the old worm. And I also caught some fish on a spinnerbait. I like, this is a Nichols Pulsator 1/2 ounce model. I like painted blades. Even in the clear water, I like painted blades. These are, it's really bright. I think that helps me. When they hit this spinnerbait, they just hammer it. And I did catch a few fish today just throwing a spinnerbait. We had a little wind. I think it helps the spinnerbait fishing when you got a little wind. But it's a Nichols Pulsator. They make a fine spinnerbait. This thing has a lot of vibration. It's well made, very good spinnerbait. Highly recommended. There we go. Nice spinnerbait fish. About 1.5 pounder. That fish I caught, this is a Nichols Pulsator. There we go. Another quality fish. Whoa! Get up here. It's another good one on this Nichols Pulsator spinnerbait. I'm telling you, it's a really good spinnerbait. I've caught a lot of fish over the last couple of years throwing their spinnerbaits. So as you can see here, there's a big tree in the water. That's the pattern I've got going now. It's throwing this big old honking spinnerbait along these trees. We'll see if my pattern holds up here. Oh, jeez, he crushed it. Another spinnerbait fish. Man. It's a 14-15 inch fish. The old painted blades. I'm telling you, most people out here that I see throwing a spinnerbait are throwing white or a variation. I like bright when it comes to throwing a spinnerbait. And again, I'm throwing it here in the middle of the day. It's noon and it's hot now, but doing pretty well. I've caught quite a few fish on the old spinnerbait. Can't beat it. It's fun. When they hit it, they just break your arm. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Didn't do too bad today. Got out early. It was kind of rainy, overcast. Caught a few on the top water. Switched over to my worm, caught a few shallow on the worm, which was kind of a surprise today. And then midday I got some bonus spinnerbait fish. It was windy. Don't overlook the spinnerbait. You know, you get some wind, and it's around noon. What time was it? It's around noon or so. Bright skies, pretty warm, and I did pretty well on the spinnerbait. Thanks for tuning in. Please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, go ahead and subscribe while you're thinking about it.